Hello, welcome to Spell a Day, where we're covering a spell every single day from the 5e PHB plus 3. That's what the plus 1 is at the moment. It's covering Homebrew. And for today's spell, it's Fire Shield.
Dr. Pimbleman's team conducts various tests by just burning whatever, and then writing it down. It's the writing it down part that makes it not arson.
4th level evocation, casting time of 1 action, range of self, components, verbal, somatic material, a bit of phosphorus, or a firefly. Duration, 10 minutes. Thin and wispy flames wreathe your body for the duration, shedding bright light in a 10-foot radius and dim light for an additional 10 feet, and you can end the spell early by using an action to dismiss it. The flames provide you with a warm shield or chill shield. You choose. The warm shield grants you resistance to cold damage, and the chill shield grants you resistance to fire damage. In addition, whenever a creature within 5 feet of you hits you with a melee attack, the shield erupts with flame. Attacker tends 2d8 fire damage from a warm shield, 2d8 cold damage from a cold shield. Why isn't it just Elemental Shield? I mean, seriously, you could have just gone Elemental Shield and have some kind of element wreath you and then various immunities or resistances based off that type, but Fire Shield and then having a cold option in it? I mean, I get why they still kept the name, because you could still work in and justify that, well, technically it's shielding you from fire, and the first one is a shield made of fire, kinda the same. They're not the same thing. Yes, they can both fall under the name through technicality, but that doesn't feel right, does it? And going Elemental Shield or having it be its own separate type of Elemental Shield that has some slightly different effects, that's not bad. That would be entertaining. That would be fun. Though, covering what we do have. I mean, it's kind of like the weird fire effect thing from like going Super Saiyan, but actually dealing heat damage, or cold, I guess, if you're going the frost. So this is kind of like, how to put it? So this is kind of like good old Armor of Agathis. Armor of Agathis does a flat damage amount, and it also gives you temporary health, but it only lasts for as long as that temporary health lasts. This one, once it's on you, is 10 minutes, and it has the effect that if someone hits you with melee, they take damage. Again, flat amount for good old Armor of Agathis, but when it comes to Fire Shield, it's 2d8. They do also have to be within 5 feet of you, so any ranged weapon, or giant with a large weapon that can be at range, or reach, not large, reach weapon, or ranged attacks that's not protecting you. Outside of the resistances to the damage type, which isn't bad, you're wrapping up a resistance within also dealing damage to targets that get within melee of you. One of the biggest issues I have with it though is it's 4th level. Only takes an action. You can only cast it on yourself, but it lasts 10 minutes. And, oh wow, wait, I'm just realizing that. This is not concentration. Another thing like Armor of Agathis in favor. It's not concentration, just a 10-minute buff. Okay, that might have changed the 4th level comment. It's like, well, yeah, 4th level kind of hurts it a bit. Resistance and 2d8 damage against every melee attack against you within a certain range. For 10 minutes? Not concentration? Not bad. This is definitely a Gish spell, don't get me wrong. I mean, any wizard could cast it technically, but I mean, if you don't have a better use for a 4th level spell slot, and because it's not taking concentration, if you're a wizard, this could be for full caster, just to try and ward off some melee or martials. Could be done. Going up against a dragon with Fire's Breath, going with the melee effect is probably not going to help you. That's still going to shred you. But still, the resistance to the breath weapon attack, hey, resistance and then a save on top of anything that does massive damage is great. Again, resistance itself is already such a nice feature to get from something, so to have that for 10 minutes, only on 2 damage types, acknowledged, but it is 2 common ones, or at least fire is really common. Then it is 2d8 for every melee attack against you. See, that's the feature that, well, it's nice to have. I think at this point in the game, if you're a full-line spellcaster, things are going really bad for you if you get caught in melee, unless you're a Gish. If you're a Gish, oh, this spell's amazing. Whether you're a Blade Singer, Eldritch Knight picking this up, go ahead. Or you're just a really tanky sorcerer, wizard, or whatever spell effect you're mixing into it with a Shadow Blade. Good build. Honestly, not bad. The more I've been contemplating this spell, the better it really seems. Because originally the 4th level slot was going to be the main down. Because this is something I would even see a bit worth it on an Eldritch Knight as a 4th level slot. They don't get many high level things, and it's not until really late game. This, not concentration, for 10 minutes, that's lasting the whole encounter, maybe more, if it's back to back. Yeah, it doesn't go away unless it's dispelled. It's good. And Armor of Agathis has the limit of its temporary health points, that once that's gone, it's gone. Lasting just a full flat 10 minutes? Resistance to damage? It's pretty good. Honestly, I got mixed feelings about this. Part of me says 4th level, you don't want to do it. It only has 2 options, but those options are still giving you resistance? And then damage against melee attacks, which might not come up often, but for certain builds would be amazing. And still not that bad. Still, at super high level, debatably throwing a 4th level just to get a resistance, and if something gets into melee, isn't that bad? 8 out of 10. Really mixed on that one. I'm curious of what you're thinking in the comments on this rating, whether it should be higher, lower, just about right. 8 out of 10. I don't know with this one.